Social media isn't for kids and it shouldn't be for adults either. I know that statement might come off sounding a little bit harsh, but did you know that according to Statista.com, 1.86 billion people are actively using Facebook each month? I used to be one of those people, but about 3 years ago, I decided to delete my Facebook, and honestly, I don't think I will ever reactivate it. Although social media does require a certain age to make an account, we have all lied about our age. And if you think about how many kids have lied just to make an account, it's pretty scary. But the truly scary part is that social media is an addiction. To most people, it's something that brings them pleasure, whether it's when they're talking to their friends or if they're flirting with somebody, if they like somebody's picture. According to psychologists from psychologytoday.com, all of these things release the chemical dopamine in your brain. It's the same chemical that's released when you see somebody that you find attractive or when you eat something that's delicious. And let's be honest, we all have a smartphone or an iPad, and if you don't, you probably know a 2-year-old that does. So basically what I'm saying is we all have unlimited access to Snapchat, to Instagram, to Facebook. I mean, the list goes on, but I only have 5 minutes. We're all guilty of needing that extra boost. So we post a funny meme or a picture of ourselves that we feel really good about so other people will like it. And already we're starting to feel better about ourselves. But that's the dopamine at work. The same chemical that's making us feel better about ourselves, that's making us happy, is the same chemical that is released when somebody uses cocaine. Just think about that last fact. Now think about a 12-year-old that's already so influenced by their peers, by their family, but most of all by social media. Being addicted to that feeling, that rush that they get when their crush likes their picture that they posted on Facebook. But on the flip side, think about that 12-year-old that posted that picture. Except this time, somebody says something mean about them, or even worse, they don't get any likes. I know that sounds kind of silly, that not getting likes on a picture is worse than being insulted, but to a child, it really is. I mean, adults can barely handle harsh criticism. I don't know how we expect children to. With that information being said, it probably doesn't come as a surprise that since social networking has grown, so hasn't depression, so hasn't low self-esteem, and honestly, in my opinion, jealousy. According to the Journal of Social Clinical Psychology, not only do Facebook and depressive symptoms go hand in hand, but the mediating factor seems to be a well-established psychological phenomenon known as social comparison. Social comparison is something I think we are all guilty of. It's honestly one of the reasons I deleted my Facebook, because I became aware that I was comparing myself to other people, not only to my friends, but to people I didn't even know. I was looking at pictures of girls and seeing their filtered faces, and then I was judging myself more harshly, or seeing families on vacations and being jealous instead of being happy for somebody. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I took away from it, that we are not perfect, and social media is giving that impression. All of the filters, all of the chances that you can just say good things about your life, it's not really making anybody else feel any better about themselves, and I think that that's really what we should be focusing on. It was actually a training that I attended for work that really made me aware of the negative effects that social media was having, not only on children, but on adults. After attending that training, I really began to notice how social media just affects people in general. I mean, you can't even go to a restaurant without seeing a couple on their phones. And if they both aren't on their phones, at least one of them is. And it doesn't even matter if they're 18 or if they're 55. It's just the way the world is today. So I think maybe it's time to ask yourself, are you addicted?